Dr. 𝗺𝗵𝗶𝘀 from Mission Health Center. Today I want to spend a couple minutes talking to you about neck pain. It's one of the most common reasons that someone comes to see us in our office here. Almost 20 to 70% of adults will experience neck pain at some point in their life. And here's the biggest thing. Why is it such a big problem? Why do so many people suffer from neck pain? Let me explain it. The human head weighs anywhere between 8 to 12 pounds, with an average being 10 pounds. And so I've got a little demonstration here to show you that. This right here is a 10-pound sledgehammer. And as we hold this 10-pound sledgehammer straight up here, this resembles your neck or represents your neck. And what happens is that when you've got this 10 pounds sitting on top of your spine, there's a curve up there called the arc of life, and that curve works like a shock absorber. So right here in your spine from the side, we've got a curve in our neck, middle back, and our lower back. But up here we've got this nice healthy curve that when that sledgehammer sits up here, it works like a big coil spring. It just kind of compresses together and expands. It allows us to live our life and to do the things that we want to do. What research shows is that when you take this 10-pound sledgehammer, for every 1 inch it moves forward, it increases that downward pressure by an addition of 10 pounds. So if you walk around for a day or a week or a month or a year, and you start walking around with this abnormal pressure being placed on your spine, it's going to lead to stiffness and joints that are really sore, and ultimately you start to get that pain at the bottom of your neck. Sometimes as it moves even further forward, it becomes even a bigger deal. Now, why this is such a big deal when we start talking about this sledgehammer or your head up here and how it relates to neck pain is that one of the biggest macro traumas that you can suffer when it comes to your head is a motor vehicle accident. When you're involved in an accident where you're hit very quickly from behind and it runs forward and backward and you get what's referred to as whiplash, it can not only pull joints out of proper alignment, it can put pressure on the discs, it can stretch and pull ligaments and even tear muscles, as well as the ligaments. So when we look at a motor vehicle accident, we have a lot of patients that come in as a result of that because they want to get their spine to become healthy again and get it to become fixed. This is a big deal. It's the same thing when it comes to a sports injury. That would be another macro trauma where you're playing football and you get hit from the side really hard. And so that's a couple macro traumas. Now the bigger ones are this. We call them micro traumas. Now micro trauma is such things like bad habits, like poor posture, or sitting at your desk and instead of looking straight ahead at your computer monitor, you're working from a laptop where the monitor's down low. And so you're taking your head and you're bringing it down and you're sitting like this for not only minutes but also hours. And so that bad posture starts to create a lot of stress across the top of your shoulder blades, which is where a lot of people experience a lot of their neck pain. If you were to take your hands and just squeeze on the top of your shoulders, you may even feel some knots. You might feel what we call a trigger point in there. And the reason why the body has that is because as your head goes down, that 10-pound sledgehammer is pulling and it's forcing all those muscles to contract. One of the number one things we're seeing in our current day and age is what's referred to as tech or text neck. And that's for people playing on their phones, looking down like this for not only a couple minutes, but ultimately hours. The average right now is almost 4 hours per day is what the average American spends looking down at their phone, creating this stress on the neck and ultimately causing and leading to neck pain. Now, some of the signs that you may have neck pain, right? You might wake up with stiffness in the morning. You might wake up with a crink in your neck or trouble moving your neck where you wake up and you just can't get your neck to move and it stops and it only turns one way and won't turn the other way. Sometimes you'll start to even feel numbness or tingling in the arms or into the fingers. And those can all be as a result of your neck being shifted out of proper alignment. You'll lose range of motion, which is how well your body can move. And ultimately it can lead to disruption and pain. Now when we start talking about spinal misalignments or your movement of your spine, we have to look at a couple things. When I look at the spine here, up here is the neck region of your back. And in the neck we have 7 bones, and these 7 bones all sit up top here. When you turn your head to the left or the right, 90% of that movement is occurring right up here at the top 1, 2, and 3 bones right up top here. The rest of the neck does about 90% of that movement pattern. What's interesting is this, is that as the neck moves one way versus moving the other direction, the spine can shift out of alignment. And when you get into an accident or you've been looking at your phone for days, weeks, and months, or hours every single day, the head will start to move forward and it will start to cause the spine to misalign. And when the spine misaligns, the discs in the neck will swell and they'll put pressure directly on those nerves. And so one of our jobs is to look at your alignment, to look at your spine, to see, is it in a healthy position? Is it where it's supposed to be? Nice and straight from the front, have a nice curve from the side, and this curve is what is referred to as the arc of life. And I'll go into that a little bit more in detail later on. But we want to make sure that we've got proper alignment of our neck, keeping our neck in healthy alignment so that the nerves that exit out of the sides of this spine are able to do what they're supposed to do. Again, it's one of the most common causes of pain in our society is neck pain, and we're seeing a lot more of it due to what we do for work all day. Looking at computers, sitting in desks and chairs with our shoulders rolled forward and sitting there looking down, and all of our life is in this really bad posture. So we've got bad habits leading to bad posture, and ultimately it's causing us to not be able to express the life that we were created to. I'm Dr. Ronson Dykes from Mission Health Center. We'll be talking again soon.